Hey guys, Marcy here. Welcome to my craft room. Do you remember these when I was working on my idea book and identifying different techniques? This was the one that I had purchased from Pam Venny, and then this was the one that I was starting. If you recall, I started working on that in December because my plan was to get my idea books all situated, and I was wanting to use a binder style just for ease of adding pages in or taking them out or whatever. Well, then this binder filled up really quickly and all it has in it is pockets. So I had to go looking for a replacement, and in my most recent thrift haul you saw that I found a few new binders, and this is the one that best fits the pages I had already cut from this. So this is the one that we are going to work on today, and we're going to work on adding some of my tags and things. Now this is important because I'm wanting to get back to doing these tag templates by Kathleen Maurer, and then today I spent a ridiculous amount of time realizing that I had not saved any examples from the first 4 templates we did and I had to go back through my stuff and find examples, and then I was getting my glue bottle ready for this video so we could glue things in, and it needed to be refilled, and then the refill was all plugged up, and that was like a whole thing. So I've spent a long time getting prepped for a very simple video. That being said, now we're ready to go, ready to rock and roll, and we're gonna have fun today working on the idea book. So this one is going to be for tags. So whether you're going to be watching along, get yourselves comfy, or get yourselves ready to craft along and listen, let's get started right after this. All right, so my thought was, what I was thinking was that I would take, I'm not sure what I'm going to put on this front page, but I thought that I would take each of these papers that I have written the notes on and then place my example opposite. Woo, that kind of blends in right there, doesn't it? Oh my. And we might not start with that page. Oh goodness, it gets all lost in there. Let's start like this. Okay, there we go. I don't think, yeah, my next one, we'll just reverse those because the next one does not have all this book page background, so that should work. Okay, see? The things you gotta plan out, it's ridiculous. So here's our template number 1, where we were playing with 2 plus 1. And I wrote this on the back, but I don't know, should I just make it a tip-in or shall I just glue it down? Because there's really nothing to it. I could make it like this, or like this. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, is there going to be a right and wrong? Am I really going to regret it for ever if I just glue it? Probably not. I probably won't. I can just rewrite this below it, and obviously it's right there. So yeah, I don't know if I'm like overthinking it. For me, it just seems like it would be easier if I'm looking for a specific type of ephemera that I want to make, to have all my tags in one place and all my pockets. And the idea of the binder is that then I can add the pages in and out, you know, as I want. But now I feel like I'm just thinking way too hard about it. So I'm going to put that up in the upper right hand corner. And then I can write any more notes that I have down here. So there's number 1. Tag template number 2. Oh, see how nicely that looks together? Tag template number 2 was grounded, which apparently I didn't make enough of because I had a hard time trying to find an example, but that was the one where we just have a strip and then a focal point. And I really like this tag a lot, so that's the one I found. I'm gonna have to make some more like this because I mean, I don't know if I gave them all away or if I just didn't make more than 1 or 2. I don't even think I made 2. I think this is the only one I made. Let's make sure that's straight and that you guys can see what I'm doing. Straight, please. That will really show up if it's not straight. Here we go. That's number 2. And then if I have more examples of how I want to do things, they can always go on the opposite side of this page, you know? You know what I mean? Okay, tag template number 3. Maybe I should put these together and put number 3 on this side. Number 3 is very skinny. Here's why I'm saying that. So number 3 was crossroads, where you just have 2 intersecting lines. They can be in any of the 9 sections. If you divided this into thirds, 3 up and 3 across, any of those 9 squares would be a place to have a crisscross. I chose to have mine in the bottom left, one. Okay, so sorry, I'm a little croaky today. I'm still having trouble adjusting to the daylight savings time because my body really likes the winter schedule. It responds to that one. And so it woke up at its normal time today and went to sleep at its normal time last night, my body clock, which now that it's an hour different meant that I actually fell asleep at 12:30 and woke up after 9, and I really don't want that to be, I don't want to live the day between 9 and 12:30 p.m., 9 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. because then my day was pretty much gone. By the time I got going on this, my day had ended. That was not fun. Okay, here's tag template number 4. This was the one, 3 layers, where you just take variety and harmony and you have 3 different things, but you use a curve, a vertical, and a horizontal. And this was my example for that. And that one, I really struggled with that. You would think it'd be easy, but for some reason, it's probably one of the hardest ones. And as I was going through my tag collection of all the ones I've already made that are sitting here waiting to be used, I think I used the principles of variety and harmony, just not in this organization. I tend to gravitate towards 5 things instead of 3. 3 is simpler though. So I was examining my own work, trying to critique it, you know. And I definitely like to add a lot, but it's the arrangement. The arrangement is really what makes it interesting, but I remember struggling with that one. Okay, so now I have some more tags here, which we can put pretty much anywhere, but we're going to want to save. How many more templates did I have? Did she have? We had numbers 5, 6, and 7, which we will revisit at some point. Oh, this divider, all these dividers need to come out. There we go. Then we can just jump right into there. So if I would like to, I could put a couple, for instance, like bookmarks make great tags, but I could just tuck it into the pocket. And then there's this beautiful one that my friend Pam made. It was a gift. And so I could tuck that one into the pocket there because she signed it, and so I want to be able to look at it. I don't want to glue that one down. And then this one, this is something actually I really enjoy doing, and I haven't done it lately, but you just take a book page, you know, a pretty picture from a book, or you can just take 2 sheets of note paper like I did here from a notepad. They're the same size, so I backed them to each other, and then I just sewed around the edge. And these make really cool tags. You could call it a tag or a journal card, but I really like sewing lined paper to the back of things. So I think those 3 are just going to live there. And then I had this one that I made a long time ago that I thought I might give away, but then I didn't. These are like really long tails. Let's trim those off. They don't need to be that long. Here we go. I just really like it. It was just an example of something I was doing, and I think my principle on here, what I was trying to go for, I had seen someone do it. I can't tell you who because it's been years now. They laid down the background, the neutral background, then they added a strip, and then they stamped on it. And so that's what I want to notate here. Here we go. Here's a sheet of business cards, but I like to use them for labels because they're so generic and they're a nice neutral. Remember when I told you I think olive green makes a great neutral? That's because it does. So I'm going to write on one of these what I was doing there. Now, because I was new at it and I didn't really know, and I was just trying to play around with stuff I had, I would not put a 3-dimensional flower on there for a tag that's going in a journal. see, let's do it like this. Okay, so the techniques that I was using, or the whatever, the technique I want to document was that I had neutral background, a patterned side strip. I'm trying to write this so I can understand what I mean later, but not be too wordy. And then stamped in the background. And you could say texture stamp. Oh, you can't even see what I'm writing. So sorry. Neutral background, pattern side strip, stamped in the background, and then focal point. And if you add all of those together, it equals a pretty tag. This plus this plus this plus this equals pretty tag. Ta-da! Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's put that right there. And then I'm going to write myself a note that say a flatter embellishment would be easier. Flatter embellishments preferred, so that I can, that flower, very lovely, but kind of not good. And I am going to have to pop that open for a sec. This is, now that I've already glued something on the back, you know, now I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. So let's glue this down. So yeah, we're just back to documenting idea book ideas and putting them in, finally, hooray! Also, I just have a whole bin full of stuff sitting here, and I'd really like to get the bin emptied out so I can use it, you know, for other things. For other things that I've been ignoring for many, many years. I think on the back of this, I backed this on a piece of cardboard from a paper pad. That's what that feels like. It's very heavy. It's really pretty though. And then I had done I had put glitter on the flower. There we go. This was early. I mean, I did this way back at the beginning, so I'm guessing that I did this somewhere around 2015 or 2016. So I'm going to say 2016. Like I said, I don't remember whose video that was in. It was very useful, and I want to go back and do this again because it's super easy. Neutral background, strip, stamp some texture, put on a focal point. Bam! Done. So it's just the techniques, you know, and then you get going and you forget. And I don't know about you guys, but I find that I tend to go in little phases where I just make kind of all one thing. They look very similar, and then I go on to the next thing. Now I have a couple others here. This was in something I ordered. This is, she gave it to me. I liked it because she embossed. Well, first she did the boy, I cannot talk. She decoupaged napkin onto the cardstock and then embossed it. It looks really cool, and that's a technique I want to do. But I'm trying to see if any of these others laying here that I want to put in here match these examples, because if they do, then I should just put it with them. So that's, I would say no. So far, it's a big fat no. Okay, crossroads, no. That was crossroads. This was 3 layers. These are layers. Okay, no. So I'm going to go on, and then we decided we have at least 3 more. So 1, 2, 3. I'll start right about here. This will be good. Okay, so this one, I'm going to make it a flippy, and I need a paper strip, which I have some in the trash right here. How handy is that? These were trimmed off of something. Book page or something? I don't know. So we're going to make a flippy. And then we're gonna glue it down. I hope this is interesting for you guys. I get interested in how other people store their stuff and learning their thought process and how, you know, their techniques and things. So hope this isn't boring. I just like to talk through it. I know my first one I did where I said I was documenting in the idea book, that's gotten a lot of views. It's gotten a lot of engagement. So thank you. Thank you for watching it. But it's definitely a popular topic. Okay. So what we're documenting here is decoupaged napkin on cardstock and then embossed. If one of you happens to recognize that as something you sent me, I really think it was in an order though. Please tell me it was you, and then I'll add your name to my little thing here. Okay, and then here we go. We can put that right up there. And then this one actually came in an order from Triple V Vintage. I just love her little tag on the back, so cute. But I liked this. It was just so easy and so simple. And all she did, this is actually a piece from a pack, you know, because it's already got the grommet imprinted on the piece of paper. But anyway, she cut a tag out of some patterned cardstock and then just threw on a scrap of dictionary and a sticker, and it's so simple, but it's so incredibly easy. I just liked it. And then it has lines on the background so you can write on it if you want. But I just thought it was the cutest little tag, and it's just, I don't know, the simplicity of it and then the balance. So which way do I want to flip this? Do I want to flip it this way? Yeah, because I'm gonna have to put my note over there. Okay, so we're gonna, first I'm gonna glue down the corner that I tried to pull up. Not on purpose, it just happened. And I'm going to glue down this side. And put our hinge on. Getting a lot of mileage out of that gray napkin because all I do is like wipe things off with it, so it's not dirty or anything. It's just extremely useful. Okay, so I'm going to put this one on at an angle. And getting out my documenting label. Document. So we're going to say, so this was a freebie from an order. Freebie with an Etsy order. And cardstock base, paper scrap, butterfly, well, sticker. Doesn't have to be a butterfly, it can be anything. Could have been a flower, could have been a bird, could have been anything. And it's just layered, and I liked it. There we go. I'm going to put that right there. It's just the cutest little thing, but you could make this, you know, you could make this in a bigger version very easily. Also, we're going to take off some of that. There we go. But yeah, you could definitely make a big size version of this and it would be just as good, you know. And it doesn't have to be a sticker. It could be like a cutout, something you fussy cut from a book. So just really simple. That's what I loved about it. So I should say that. Love the simplicity. I'm having trouble writing here. There we go. That's mainly because of the angle I'm writing at. It's kind of like trying to write on a chalkboard, which I never understood how the teachers could do that when I worked with them. I was like, do they teach you that in school? Because I can't write on the board like you guys do. Whether it was whiteboard or chalkboard, it mattered not. Okay, so this is one I made a long time ago. I was in a pocket letter swap way back 2015 when pocket letters were all the rage. And the swap was Lucille Ball. I love Lucille Ball. I've always loved watching her. As young as I can remember, when I was 2 and 3 years old, this was one of my favorite shows always on TV. And so this pocket letter swap was about Lucille Ball. Now, I made some tags and stuff with some of the leftovers, but I can't put them in a journal I sell because this is all highly copyrighted. But I really like the tags, so I thought this would be the best place to put this because I just thought it was so cute. And I love that I had the sticker that said smile, and their faces, their expressions are definitely not smiling. I just like the humor that, you know, it says smile because they're not. Anyway, love Lucille Ball. And so I can put it in my book because I like how I put it together. I like the colors. I liked the humor. I don't think I need to write myself a note because I know what I like about this one because I made it. Maybe not. Maybe I'll go old and senile and I won't know. But anyway, I have the 2 lace borders, the focal point, a sentiment, and then some pretty shiny stuff, which I have to say, this is not my typical thing to embellish with. I do like a few little tiny rhinestones, but the big flowers, I think I'd gotten these in something else, like a swap or something. Anyway, I was trying to use them up. Again, not my favorite thing. Okay, so that takes care of tags for the moment, and I think as I go, tags are gonna take up a lot of space. There's lots of ways to make tags. Now, if I'm wrong, then I'll have extra room and I'll fill it with something else. So there's that, all done. Tag binder. I think I want to make some cute little labels to put on the spines. This one is the pocket binder. And I do have some other things I wanted to put in here. Now, you saw me do this earlier. These are all prototypes of how to fold things. Most of these were made with envelopes. So I just stuck them in here because they're all pockets. This one is a belly band pocket. But what has happened is a lot of these examples, because they're ones that I made earlier when I was first starting out, they're all made, a lot of them are made with book pages. And so most of these are book pages, and I'm wondering if I want this to be primarily a book page binder, you know, examples of what to do with a book page rather than pockets, and most of them happen to be pockets, so I don't know. But anyway, it's kind of got this whole book page vibe going on because that's what I was decorating with. This one, I glued that one down. This one was the opposite, and I clipped it in because it has the blank back. Now, I may decide later that I don't need this one and that I can just write notes and put it in that one. But for now, that's what we got. And then I went through, I didn't have any of this style. This is one of the most basic book page pockets you can make. You just make a square out of a book page, fold it in half, and glue or sew it around the edges, and you have a thing. You have a pocket. So I want to put that in because somehow that got overlooked, and it fits very nicely on the back side of this one. I'm gonna have to scoot up my paper clip though. The sewing is really nice though because it gives you a guideline for where to glue, and so that a visual cue not to glue up here. And you just set it right here. So my other question I have for myself, I am writing explanations and putting them in the pockets, but also there's still a lot of empty pockets. So should I be adding tags to this one as well? I don't know. See, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm overthinking the whole thing. If you have suggestions, I welcome them. Pretty please. Pretty please give me your suggestions, because I really need your help. Okay, this is making it in here because even though it's a belly band, it's very skinny, and I have some pages that don't have a lot on them, and it is made out of a book page. So, well, technically a hymn page, but hymn pages in my mind count as book pages. So I know I had a couple of pages that were kind of empty. And so now I gotta go find it. Oh, okay, maybe I didn't. Maybe they're further back. I thought I did. Come here. That pink is gonna clash right there. We can't do that, but I could do this because this is made out of coordinating paper. This is a, oh, I saw Gail do it. So I'm gonna have to go back and find the video and write myself the note, but it's a you use a piece of 6x6 paper and then you fold it in half and then cut across the middle on one of them. This makes a pocket here. You put a booklet here and then you glue this down. So I want to get this one glued in. And it was made, she was copying somebody else's and I don't remember who. So I'm gonna have to go back and find that video. Yes, I will have to find the video and then document it. Now I feel like over time this is gonna wear out. So you can always put some washi tape there, but then you have this cute little scrappy booklet here. And then when you glue it down, you're supposed to put a tag here. And I could have put that cute little tag from Triple V Vintage there, but did I? No, I did not. So anyway, and then this Tiffany & Company stamp that everybody had, I don't think it's available anymore. I don't remember what this came on, but I kept it because I like it. So I don't want to get rid of it. If I ever see it, I'm going to buy that one. It's an acrylic, and I don't remember which company made it. So if you have that stamp, could you tell me, please? Let's see, now this gets glued on as a pocket. So we're only going to go around 3 sides. I know I mentioned in a video earlier, I want to try out the Barely Art glue. I did find some extra bottles of art glitter glue, so I do need to finish using those up. But the Barely Art, when I went to the website, it says it does papers. I mean, not paper, well, it does do paper, but it does fabric. So if you use Barely Art, could you tell me? I know Deborah Clark, you mentioned you use Barely Art. And I think Peggy, you said so too. You use the Barely Art. So do you know, do they work? Does it work really well for fabric? Because if that's the case, I could then replace Fabri-Tac and art glitter glue with just the Barely Arts, and that would be nice to use one. One that does everything, right? Okay, there's that. Clicking. Now, yeah. So on this one, see how there's a lot of room right there? Although actually, instead of doing that one, let me do this one, because this is also a pocket. It's a it's a snug little fit there. But this is just one that you wrap, you fold into thirds, kind of like if you're doing the coin envelope, but first you fold up the bottom. Now what I would do is reinforce that edge now that I've made it, because I think this over time is gonna break down. So I would reinforce that edge. And then this is just one I found in my stash out of scraps and things. So I stuck it in here. But yeah, I think I should glue this one to this page because there's plenty of room. And I just want to make good use of the space, you know. This is another, I think it was Patricia Viramonte's, and I saw somebody do it. I think Gail again. Actually, this one you can glue all the way down. You don't need to make a pocket behind because you already have the tall skinny pocket in there. So you don't need to worry about that. You can just glue it all the way down, or you can always glue it on as a belly band because that looks really cool too. So I have this piece right here, and I think I actually had it in there to divide the orange pattern of the horseshoes from this. It made a nice natural break. So I was gonna say I could write my notes on it, but I could do another one there. Let's do this one, and then I can write my notes on this blank one of what I did over here. I will do that later, okay? And then there's this pocket. You saw me make that at Christmas. There's this pocket, and I said I was gonna come back and rewrite my notes, and I didn't. So let's do it now, and I can glue it in. Okay, and this was inspired by Kara McNulty, which I think she said she gets a lot of her ideas from, what's her name? Septeria 18? Isn't that the name of her channel? I think so. Okay, and it actually wound up, she said it was a 6-inch high by 4-inch wide. And then fold at 1 3/4. One 3/4 down. On the right, angled up to 1 inch on the left. And I think she just eyeballed it, but that's kind of what I measured mine out as. And pocket inspired. And I've used this a few times since, so it's been really nice to have this one in my ideas. And this was from 9/2022 when she sent that. Nice. Okay, so now I can take that paper clip out. I'm going to take these out while I write, or while I glue, because it's going to be too bulky otherwise. Yeah, it's very thick over there. So I could just stick that in there like that, which I think I will, but I'm going to kind of put it up. I also picked this paper for it because I could, you know, it went well with this, but what I'm wondering, I thought I had another blank space back here. I don't. I do not. Yep, we'll go with plan A. So now I can glue this down. And if you wanted to, you could just do 2 sides and make it more of a tuck spot in from this side. But because it's folded over here, it actually works really well as a pocket. You can get things in and out of it very easily. I'm gonna hold that there for a sec because this will buckle back up. There we go. And now we can put all the pages back in. Yeah, this has been a project long overdue. Just really, really needed to do this probably 3 years ago. Clicking, clicking. There we go. Now this one is just paper clipped in because it's too thick. Also it has a pocket on the back side, and I really think I would like a nicer clip there. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to switch out that white paper clip with a pretty clip. This is one I've rusted. Can't find the rest of them right now, but this will work. And then you can just clip it onto the side. It is very heavy. Honestly, because it's thicker on the left side than the right, I think that's where it should be clipped. So, excuse my arm going in front of the camera. Okay, so I have this one. This one was very pretty. And I don't know if I should make it go that way or this way. Because then I want to be able to have room to glue something else on. Because I could technically maybe just put it there and save myself some room. That might be what I do. I know it looks a little crowded, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it's giving me the ideas, so it doesn't have to have lots of room on the page, because I'm not necessarily going to be using this as a journal other than documenting. So cute. So I'm going to actually tie this into a bow. And this one I did write on the tags, did I not? Inspired by Sandy Bond, I believe. I did not. Oh man, shame on me. Well, it is. Okay, bow. And Sandy, you'll have to tell us down in the comments who your inspiration was, or did you come up with this all on your own? Because that would be brilliant. I mean, I think anybody that can do any of these things is brilliant. Okay, this is just, I don't know if I would come up with something like this or not. I can copy it. I don't know. Of course, I don't ever just sit down and fiddle with stuff. I'm like, I want to have the idea. I want to just go. So I don't ever sit down and fidget and fiddle around with stuff to play with it, which maybe I would have a few more ideas if I did that, but I never do because I'm impatient. Oops. Okay. So this does glue down. I'm going to make it glue flat. And you definitely want to have room for it to open, or you could clip it to a page if you'd rather, because it's basically a little booklet. So cute. So yes, I have dozens more ideas. I have a bunch of fabric embellishments that I need to put into a book, and then I have like booklets, tuck spots, journal cards, you know, so many ideas. I guess that explains why some of the people I watch have, I don't know, easily a dozen or more idea books, because there's lots of ideas and then there's lots of, you know, they take up room to document. So, okay, so I still have to write my notes for these on here. And that leaves me this belly band, which is very lightweight, so I think I could put it on here. But look, I've already, ouch. I've already bulked that up some more. So this is a belly band made with book page. Fold in half lengthwise, glue or sew, and ink edge. Ink around the edges, and then later on, if I have a journal card I want to document, I could slide it under there. So that's my question to myself. Do I want, with all these pockets and things, to tuck tags and journal cards into them? Because will I think to find them in this book, or will I be looking for them elsewhere? And I really haven't decided yet. But they will add a lot of bulk to the whatever I put them in. You know, they'll add a lot of extra bulk to this journal for sure. I'm going to need to add reinforcers to that, but not right now. Okay, I think I got it all. Woohoo! I also have my Roxy's Weekly Challenge items, well, you know, and that's weekly, so that's going to be 52 ideas. So I think it's going to need its own place. Okay, so I have a few pages left in here. And lots of pockets. Yep. Okay, so that takes care of that. So there we go. We documented some pockets and we documented some tags. I'm gonna move some stuff around. Hold on. Just trying to get all these extra pieces together. Personally, I would like to thank all the wonderful women of the junk journal community because you guys have such fantastic ideas. You know, you're willing to share, and you're kind, and you're generous, and it's just a really nice community to be a part of. So thank you. Thank you all for sharing your ideas. For those of you who film and video and give the rest of us great ideas. For those of you who share in happy mails and like when I was doing my journals that I was donating, for so many of you who just stepped up and donated and sent things, and then I was able to get inspired by what you sent. So marvelous community that we have here. Now, I would like to take a moment and read our clever thought for the day before my timer runs out. It says, our days are identical suitcases, all the same size, but some people can pack more into them than others. I definitely have not been packing my suitcase very full lately. I've been taking it a lot slower, but it's true. We all have the same amount of time, 24 hours in a day, the same number of minutes, and what are we doing with it? Are we using it the best we can? You know, some people pack a lot into their day and can do a lot. And I would say it's not just about doing things, but it's also the reason why you're doing it or who you're doing it for. You know, what's the purpose? Because you can just stay busy. I could just stay busy, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't matter, which I think is part of why I've slowed down so much. I've determined what is useful activity and what's not. And also, I just want to do this more. Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity. So yeah, pack your suitcase wisely, make the most of every opportunity, and make sure that you're taking on your journey of life the things that you need most and that are going to benefit you the most. All right, guys, that's it for today. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Until next time, be inspired and do something creative today, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.